Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel, unless it's your first time here, in which case, welcome for the very first time. So I recently hit 100,000 followers on Instagram, which is unbelievable. I'm so excited and also extremely terrified. I have some like major imposter syndrome going on, like why me, like I don't deserve it, but like at the same time I'm so grateful. And so I wanted to film a frequently asked questions video so that you guys could get to know a little bit more about me, and so that I could finally address the questions that I get asked over and 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 over again. So I've been waiting to make this video until I hit 100K, which I thought was going to take a lot longer than it did. It wound up happening really quickly. Thank you guys, and yeah, now I get to make this video. Sorry if I don't answer a question that you have that is like absolutely burning, you have to have answered, but these are just the ones that I just noticed were asked a lot, so I wanted to answer them. Also, I might be going a little bit quickly just because my voice is already given out just from my live stream that I did earlier today, and also because we're having a heat wave in Los Angeles right now, but I cannot have my air conditioner on because of the sound, so it's gonna get kind of toasty in here. So I might just be going quickly just so that I don't, you know, die of heat stroke. So one question I get asked a lot, and this one I mostly get asked through DMs, not through comments, is about how I got into cosplay. So I sort of have a video on this already, because if you watch my looking back at Avatar The Last Airbender cosplays, I kind of like touch on it a little bit. But basically how I got into cosplay was that I got into anime in middle school, and then I forgot about it. And then I re-got into it in high school because I was taking an exam one day. I think I was taking an astronomy exam or like something like that. And I don't know why, all of a sudden, it popped into my head. I was like, how did Absolute Boyfriend end? Because I was like a manga that I was really into in middle school. I don't know if you ever got like Sojo Beat, but like it was a manga in there. And I realized I never finished it. And I was like, how did that end? So I had to look it up, and I looked it up and I read, you know, how it ended. I didn't actually read the manga, I just read like a summary on like Wikipedia or something about how it ended. And I just suddenly got back into manga and anime and all that just from that like random Google search that I had. And so I wound up joining my high school's anime club, and I'm from Maryland, so Katsucon was coming up in February, and a girl in my anime club asked if anyone wanted to go. And I'd never been to a convention before. I didn't know anything about cosplay. I didn't know like what it was or anything, but I thought it'd be fun to go to a convention. So I went, you know, with her, and I think a couple other people came too. And Katsucon is pretty well known for like some pretty stunning cosplay, and people really go all out for Katsucon, bring some crazy stuff. So I saw that for the first time, and my mind was just absolutely blown, and I just like couldn't believe people's craftsmanship and creativity, and I just wanted to be a part of it, you know? Like I just saw it and I was like, I need to do this, I need to be a part of it. So I went home and I told my mom, and I was like, I wanna do a cosplay, because I didn't know how to sew, and she did. She had a sewing machine, so we did Princess Azula as my first cosplay, and the rest is history. So from there, another one I get asked a lot is what my favorite cosplay that I've done is. That's a really tough question. I don't know if I have an answer for that. I have a favorite right now, which is Ty Lee, because, okay, if you haven't noticed, I'm a little bit obsessed with Avatar The Last Airbender, and it recently came back on Netflix, which means that like it's getting revamped, but I've been obsessed with it for like ever, right? So I'm so excited that people are now like as excited about it as I am. So I've been wearing Ty Lee a lot, and I absolutely love wearing Ty Lee. The thing is, I love wearing cosplays that I can smile in pictures, because the faces that you make when you're shooting or doing cosplay, when you're doing that for like an extended period of time, really affects your mood. So if I'm wearing like Wednesday Addams to a convention, I don't really wear her to a convention anymore, because it's a lot of like angry looks and a lot of like, you know, glaring at cameras and type stuff. Maybe not that face, but you get the idea. And it like really starts making you feel angry. or grumpy or mean. So if you get to wear a cosplay where you're smiling all day, it makes you like genuinely feel better. And so that's one of the reasons that I like, love to wear Tylee, is because I can just be smiley and happy all day. Even though we don't have conventions anymore, still just for like shoots and stuff, and it just affects your mood and it makes you feel really happy. And I just love the way that it looks, and I also love that it's one that I completely made by myself. And those are always my favorites as well because I made them with love and stress. And so speaking of cosplay shoots, I've been getting asked a lot frequently if I can be booked for a shoot. Like a lot of photographers, I guess, have been asking if they can shoot me, if they can shoot with me. I don't shoot with photographers unless I already know them personally. Right now I'm only shooting with one photographer just because of social distancing. You know, we are kind of like formed like a bubble, and we know we can trust each other, you know, staying 6 feet apart, wearing masks, just doing everything really, really safely just because of, you know, the coronavirus and everything. But even if it wasn't a pandemic, I still would not go and shoot with someone who I didn't already know and trust. If you do really want to shoot me, a con is the best way to do it. I don't schedule shoots ahead of time at cons. Except Katsucon is the only exception to that. I will schedule ahead of time at Katsucon if someone wants to shoot with me there. Katsucon I'll do it. No other con I'll do it. But if you see me at a con, or if you DM me during a con, something like that, I'm always happy to pose for a couple pictures. Yeah, that's really the best time to get me for a shoot. Otherwise, no. Just for my own personal safety, you cannot book me for a shoot. And on a similar note to that, I'm kind of choosing questions that kind of go together in an order. I might stop when I run out, but we'll see how far I can keep this going. But yeah, on a similar note to that, I also get asked a lot if you can take me on a date. I get this one asked through my Instagram DMs constantly, and the answer to that is no, you cannot. I don't know you. So yeah, I'm not using Instagram as a dating site, so sorry. Obviously that's also a safety concern, especially right now during the pandemic. I also get asked a lot if I'm single or if I have a boyfriend or questions like that. In regards to my personal life, I do try and keep it somewhat personal. I mean, obviously share parts of it with you guys on social media and on YouTube and all that good stuff, but some things I do like to keep to myself. There have been times where I have been dating someone, where I have had a boyfriend, and there have been times where I've been single and you guys don't know because it's none of your business. So another question that I get all the time is if I have an OnlyFans or if I sell nudes. Those are two different questions, but they kind of go together, so I'll just answer them together, and the answer to both of those is no, I don't. I super, super, super respect and support people who do, except for Bella Thorne, she sucks. But yeah, no, it's just like for me personally, it's just like never seemed to be like on brand for me. And sometimes I feel like I want to, like, I don't know, like it does look kind of fun, but I don't think I will. I don't think it's like part of my brand, and I also don't think I could keep it up because the girls who do OnlyFans put out so much content. Like, I follow so many people who do that. A lot of my friends do it, and the amount of content they put up is like incredible, and I can barely keep up with what I do now. So I just know that I would let it kind of fall behind, and that wouldn't be fair to people who subscribe. So yeah, no, I definitely don't have that. I also don't sell nudes. Nudes of me do not exist. I know there's like a website out there of people actually like actively searching for them, but they don't exist, so they're not going to find anything. Oh, also another one, similar note, I don't sell feet pics either. That one I also have thought about, because like, that seems really easy and a good way to make money, but again, like, I don't know if that one's for me. It's also really irritating, just by the way, every time I post a picture that has my feet in it, like, all the comments I get about that, like, no, I feel like no other, like, kink or fetish is that vocal about it. Like, I don't, like, great, I have feet, you don't need to comment on it. Oh, and on another similar note, because, as I said, I'm trying to group these all together into similar type things. Do I do custom pictures or videos? No, I do not. In the past, I've kind of agreed to stuff like this, and I just simply don't anymore. Just blanket no on that. I know I'm like always complaining about being broke and I cut off all my like money making opportunities, but yeah, just again, I don't, you know, don't feel comfortable with that. So it definitely isn't going to be something that I plan on doing in the future, and it's something that I don't do anymore. That being said, if you have a request like of a certain cosplay or something, you know, you can request it, and you know, if I think it's a good idea, maybe I'll love it, maybe I'll do it. And the best way, honestly, to get me to do a cosplay that you really want to see is sponsor it. Either, you know, pay for materials or send me an already made one or something like that. You know, obviously check in with me first, because it might be something that for whatever reason I don't want to do. But if that is something you really want, yeah, like sponsoring a cosplay can make your dreams come true for whatever cosplay it is you want me to do. So yeah, while I don't do custom pictures or videos, I do take requests for cosplays, and you know, sometimes I do really like an idea that's brought to me. Alright, let's talk about photo sharing and editing. That's another big one. First of all, I get asked to share for share a lot. SFS, I think that's share for share. When I first started Instagram and I was like still learning about it, I literally thought that you had to like back everyone who liked your pictures. Or like if someone shared, you had to like share one of theirs or something, because it was like polite. But I only had like, you know, get like 2 likes on a picture, so it wasn't that difficult. But I think back on that now, I'm like, wow, that's kind of crazy. But yeah, no, I don't do share for shares unless I'm, you know, holding one on my Insta stories or something, which I haven't done, but I've considered doing. But yeah, if you just message me share for share, like, I'm probably gonna ignore you. I just like feel like if I share someone's work, it's because I really like it, you know, or I really want to support them, not just because they're, you know, trying to use my following, which is kind of how it feels. And I mean, I'd be using theirs too, I guess, if they shared my stuff, but yeah, that to me just seems like desperate for followers or something. I don't know. It's like, again, if I share someone's work on my stories, it's because I really think it's great and I think it deserves to be shared and seen. As for if you can just share or edit my photos, I get asked this a lot. I really appreciate it that people ask, because a lot of people just do it. A lot of people just share my pictures and a lot of people just edit them. I'm kind of okay with it, but what's important to me is that the photographer is also credited, because most people who share my pictures or edit them don't credit the photographer, and that's like the biggest pet peeve of mine, because, you know, I'm nothing without someone to take my pictures. That's half the work, is the photography and the editing. You know, it's really a collaborative effort. So I feel like when people, you know, share without crediting the photographer, that they're basically stealing. So yeah, just make sure that you're crediting both me and the photographer. Make sure that it's very clear that you're crediting both of us, because sometimes people don't tag the picture, they only tag the like in the comment, not in the comments, in the caption. So either we don't see it, or, you know, like it's not gonna really carry over. And also make sure that if you're editing a picture, that you're really adding to it in some way, because, you know, the photographer's already edited it and it's kind of their vision of the photo already. So a lot of photographers are really uncomfortable with people editing their pictures, which is why I'm like a little bit hesitant to say I'm okay with it. But we have seen some really cool edits, so I'm like, I don't know how I feel about it. But yeah, you know, just make sure that you're really crediting the photographer and, you know, mentioning that you're the one who edited the picture, so that, you know, people don't think that the photographer edited it, because we've also seen some really terrible edits. Like, my goodness, there's been some rough ones, and you never want, you know, people to think that you did that or your photographer did that, because they're so bad. Sorry if it's mean, but like, it's kind of true. I also get asked a lot if people can draw me or use me as inspiration for their art. I am super okay with this. I love it. The only requests that I have are that you don't draw lewd drawings of me, because I get those sometimes and that makes me super uncomfortable. Like, please don't draw lewd pictures of me. Like, That's really not on my like personal brand, and it just, yeah, it just makes me really uncomfortable. And the second thing is that you don't sell your art, because that's happened a couple of times where someone has, you know, drawn a picture of me and then they're selling it, and that just seems really strange to me. You know, I can't stop them from doing it, I don't think, but, you know, I can request that you please don't. Like, it just, I don't know, it just seems so strange. But yeah, if you just want to like draw me, or, you know, use like one of my pictures as inspiration for your artwork or something, yes, totally go for that. I love collaboration. I love the idea of like artists collaborating, working together, and being inspired by each other. So yeah, totally for that. Yeah, let's go into some personal questions about my body. I went on a bit of a rant about this on my Insta story earlier today. Today is Sunday, so if you were following me on Sunday, September 6th, you might have seen this. Source Me Z1's my natural hair color. I don't care if people ask that. It's brown. This is not my natural hair color. This is darker than my natural hair color, but it's close. My hair is like pretty dark brown. The reason that I still dye it is A, I just like it darker, I like that contrast, and B, my hair can sometimes be a little bit of like a warmer tone, and I prefer cooler tones. So I dye it to be a bit more cool toned because I feel like it, I don't know, it matches me better, it matches my vibe better. I just like it better. I feel more myself when it's like darker and cooler. Someday I dream of having pink hair, but that is expensive and a lot of upkeep and fries your hair, and I've been growing out my hair for a really long time, especially now that we're in quarantine, so I'm not ready to burn it, basically, because that's what happens, it like fries your hair, and I would probably have to get extensions to keep it looking this long. But someday when I'm rich, I will have pink hair, and it will be fabulous. Or like half pink, half purple, or something like that. Like, I love the half and half look, it's so cool. Oh, here's one I think is so funny. I get asked this question all the time. It's so strange, which is, did anyone ever tell me that I look like Cat Mcnamara from Shadowhunters? And at first I got asked this question a lot when I was cosplaying Kim Possible, which I get because of the orange hair. But lately I've been getting asked it even on other cosplays, and so the answer is yes, I have been told that. I get told that a lot. I don't see it personally, but I think that's so funny that people always ask that. They also ask, like, tell me that I like kind of look like Jennifer Aniston, which I think is really funny just because I've always told my mom that she looks like Jennifer Aniston. Like, literally I've always said that like my entire life, and so when people started telling me that, it like validated what I was telling my mom, that like she looked like her. So I'm like, oh, I guess I look like my mom, who I think looks like Jennifer Aniston. So I thought that was kind of funny. So now my age. This is probably my second to most frequently asked question, is my age. I think a lot of people want to make sure I'm older than 18. I don't want to know why. I know why. I don't want to think about it. But yes, I am over 18. I am actually 25 years old. I'll be 26 this December, which means I can say goodbye to my health insurance. Yay! The American healthcare system. But yes, I'm 25 years old. I feel like people should be able to guess that, because I talk about like graduating college years ago, moving here to LA to finish college years ago, but I don't know, I guess it's hard to tell. I would like to, maybe when the pandemic is over, try and go into like background work as an extra or acting or something, playing younger than 18, because I heard you can make some money doing that. So if anyone knows how to do that, I don't know, but sounds cool. But yeah, I'm 25. That's one question that I've never really responded to, just because I'm like, A, I get asked, if I get asked a question a lot, I just stop responding to them because it just gets exhausting, but also like rude. Don't ask people their age. And my most frequently asked question, I get asked this one probably, not even exaggerating, 15 times a day through various methods, is my height. You guys, let me go on a bit of a rant for a sec, okay? Let's hold on one sec. Alright, here's the thing. I don't know who raised y'all, but it is never a polite question to ask someone their height. Just like it's not a polite question to ask someone their weight, which I also get asked sometimes, but not as frequently. Come on, like you don't walk up to someone and ask them questions about their body. It's a weird thing to do in real life, and it's a weird thing to do over the internet. And I feel like because it's over the internet, maybe there's this like distance where you don't feel like it's as rude as like if you walked up to someone in Starbucks and asked them the same question. But it's the same thing. And you know, my height is something that I've lived with my entire life. Obviously, I'm really, really small. I know that. I've come to accept it. I kind of joke that it's part of like my personal brand. You know, it's like, you know, part of who I am. I'm like cute and small, and I try and use it to my advantage. So yeah, I've kind of gotten over that self-consciousness about it. I used to get bullied for it a lot. I was in therapy for it, and not that I remember that, but I've been told I was in therapy for it. It kind of blocked it out of my mind, apparently. But yeah, you just don't ask people questions like that. It's just it's really rude. And for me, like I said, I'm over people asking. I know I'm short. I know it. Like, it's fine, whatever. But it gets really, really exhausting getting asked over and over and over and over again. As I told you, like, I probably get asked 10-15 times a day how tall I am. And when I post a picture or something, you know, video that I'm really excited about, that I think is funny or silly or cute or sexy or that I just really like, and I just get that comment over and over and over again, I get it DM'd over and over and over again, it makes me feel like you're not paying attention to the work that I've put in. That's all you care about. It's like, oh, she's short. Like, yeah, no, like, you're not original. Like, no, like, yeah, I'm short. Like, congratulations, you noticed that. And, you know, again, for me, like, I think another really big thing with it is, like, as I said, I'm pretty secure with it. I'm over it. Like, I know I'm short. But you don't know what people are dealing with. You don't know what people are self-conscious about. So when it comes, you know, not just to me, but to other people, because I've seen other people get asked the same question, it's not just rude when you ask the question to me. It's rude when you ask the question to anyone, okay? You don't know. You don't know if it's something they're struggling with, you know, whether it be their height or their weight or, you know, something else about their body. Just don't comment about it. If it's, I've heard a rule once where it's like, if it's not something that they can fix in 5 minutes, you don't mention it, right? So like if someone's got like lipstick on their teeth or something, you can mention it, you know? If they got their skirt tucked in weird, you can mention it. If it's their height or their weight or their haircut, something that they just can't immediately be like, oh, whoops, and like fix it, don't mention it. Just like a good rule of thumb. That being said, because I know you're all waiting for it, I am 4'11". Actually, I'm 4'10.5", but I round because 4'10.5" is too long to say. This is actually not the first, like, if you actually looked at like a lot of my content, this isn't the first time I've said that. You know, I've mentioned it on like TikToks and stuff. I've just never answered any of the immediate, like the questions, because I just want to ignore them, because maybe people will be like, oh, if I ask these questions I get answers, if I don't ask these questions people ignore me. So I encourage everyone to ignore questions like that. I don't even block people. Someone told me you just block people who do that. I don't block people, I just ignore them. You know, they're just ignorant, and hopefully this can help you be a little less ignorant and a little more polite. I wish there was really Starbucks in here. It's not, it's just juice. Yeah, sorry for the little rant, but this is something that's been bothering me for a really long time. I've sort of been tempted to make an entire video about it. I still might. But yeah, I just needed to rant about that a bit because it's something that bothers me a lot and something that honestly just exhausts me. And finally, my very last frequently asked question is, am I ever going to make an FAQ? No, I'm not. So yeah, those are my most frequently asked questions. Those are the questions that I get asked over and over and over and over again. I know it's not going to stop just because I made this video. I'm still going to get asked these questions all the time, but now I can at least direct them over to this YouTube video. I hope you enjoyed it and learned something about me. If I didn't answer your like burning question or just a question that you have, still feel free to ask it. I hope this didn't like scare you into not asking questions. I still try and answer as many questions as I can. These are just the ones that I get like asked a ton of, you know, but I do try to answer questions, so still ask them. Yeah, thanks so much for watching this video. Thanks for 100K. I cannot believe it. It feels amazing. If you like this video, be sure to give it a like, give me a follow. You can follow me on my other social media. I have Facebook, I have TikTok, I have Instagram. Follow me there for more content. I post a lot of content recently. So you can follow me to see more, and I will see you in my next video. Bye! Over and 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 over.